Hi, I'm Chuck Gibson with the Loveland Beacon. With me, a very special guest today. First a mom, but she's so much more. Help me welcome Debi Fideli-Robinson. She's the mother of Sami Sunshine, author of the book Stripped, Stretched, and Strengthened, founder of the Sami Sunshine Foundation and the brand new Sunshine Center in Milford, Ohio. Debi Fideli-Robinson. All right. So welcome, Debi, to Loveland Beacon. Even though we're sitting here at Sunshine Center, which is what today's all about, is you sharing the story of, Sami Sunshine, the book that evolved from the life of Sami Sunshine. And then I know this was a goal of yours, so I really want you to share with Loveland Beacon's audience the story of the Sunshine Center. So, a quick thumbnail sketch, a little bit about your daughter, Sami. Start there.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming out here and wanting to learn about what we got going on here. But it started with God nudging me to share my story about Samantha, my daughter. And she was born with special needs, and I thought that I was supposed to teach her, but what I learned is she really taught me. And what she taught me was so many great things, but they're basic things that we all learn and need reminded of. And I thought, how selfish is it of me that I have all of her all the time? I need to share it with the world. So I just wrote the story. And I am not a writer by no means, but I wrote a couple chapters and I gave it to some friends, and they're like, you got to tell me more. And I'm like, really? I should keep writing? So I kept writing. Yeah, and I got stuck at some points because I thought I had healed through all of it, and then there were some parts where I thought, oh, this is still something I need to work through, so I slowed down a little bit. And then I kept feeling God nudging me, finish the book. Like He's got things planned, Okay, I'll finish the book. And so the way I work best under timelines, so I'm sitting on the couch one night, and my husband looks over at me, and he says, did you just post a book release for a book that's not complete? I said, I sure did. So it made me finish the book, and we had a book launch, and all the proceeds of the book we had decided was going to go to a scholarship called the Sami Sunshine Scholarship. Yeah. And it would go to a graduating special needs person or an adult that's already out of the school system, but is in that bridge of the gap. We're trying to bridge the gap of school system versus state services. So a lot of schools provide amazing special ed services, right. But then the time that they take their diploma, whether that's 18 or 22, in Ohio, you can go to 22, it just stops. And if you don't have a waiver in place with the state, the individual goes back home and they need a sitter, some of them, or they have to find a job, and so there's a gap. And so our design for our foundation was to bridge that gap. So every year we have a fundraiser, and we have one coming up on April 22nd.
Right, and we're going to talk about that. And I'm going to stop you just for a second, because people who are listening, it's like, and the title of the book is
it's called Stripped, Stretched, and Strengthened, and it's finding the sunshine in life storms. All things work together for good. And the reason I picked that was because, and then you'll read it in the book, but there was a time where I thought I was broken, and my daughter was broken, and I needed to fix what was broken. And it was a person came into my life, and she told me, you're not broken. You're exactly who you're supposed to be, and so is Sami. Just turn to Sami and let her teach you and show you the sunlight. Yeah. So that's why we nicknamed her Sami Sunshine.
Right. And of course, for everybody, just to make sure, Sami is Debi's daughter.
Yes.
And trust me, for Chuck Gibson, for Loveland Beacon, we were fortunate to meet you and share the story of the book a couple of years ago when it was released. What year was that? Because I'm trying to remember.
I think it was 19.
Yeah,
almost 3 years
I think
ago.
We were ahead of COVID.
Yes, we were ahead of COVID.
With the release of the book and some of that. But trust me, for people listening in, folks, get the book, Stripped, Stretched, and Strengthened. I mean, you don't have to have a special needs person in your life to take the lessons and gain the joy and find a smile in your life the same as Debi did through the book and through her daughter. So pick it up, Stripped, Stretched, and Strengthened. You can find it. Look on, Google it online. You can find where to pick it up. So, but a real quick one on that also. How have sales been for the book over a couple of years?
Oh, it's been amazing. It's crazy how it just keeps on every month it seems like people are still picking up the book. And we usually have a lot on hand because we give them out to the parents when their members join here at the center.
Yeah.
Just because I think they all have stories as well. And hopefully someday they would share theirs with people. But like you said, and I appreciate those kind words, it's not a book just for special needs. At the end of each chapter, I try to put a little, what I call Samism, and it's the little lesson that the sunshine from Sam is, and we call them Samisms, and it's just little things that we forget that we need reminded of.
Yeah, after the first couple chapters, you find yourself reading and you're trying to get to the end because you want to see what that little lesson is.
That's fun.
People trust me when you pick up the book, and you should pick up the book. Do it. And then the other side of that is, so, proceeds from sales of the book go to
the Sami Sunshine Foundation.
Right.
It is a 501c3 tax-deductible donation, and that's when we have fundraisers all year long. We just had one at Little Miami Brewery. A friend of ours held that for us, and it was very successful. The middle of February, this is how God is in this thing. The middle of February 14th, they had a fundraiser at Little Miami Brewery. The sun is out, the place is packed, and there's no snow on the ground. It's a beautiful day.
Sunshine.
Yeah.
It's all about the sunshine.
It was great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, 501c3, the foundation, and the fundraising, and those funds go to do what?
So those funds create scholarships for individuals when they leave the school system and they haven't yet made it to the waiver, because the waiver has all these rules. And once so there's a gap there. So we have given 3 scholarships so far. One of those recipients actually attends here because of that. He would not be attending the Sami Sunshine Center or any day program if he didn't have that. The other one went for transportation. An individual had the funds to get to a program, but he didn't have no way to get there.
Right.
So that he was working on this farm and he just needed transportation.
Yeah.
Then the other one went for home care because the individual had day program services, but he didn't have anybody at home to take care of him after the program.
Wow.
So that went. So it goes for multiple things. We're not locked into a certain that it has to be this. It's any adult with special needs that needs help.
And I'm glad you just said that, because I had in the back of my head, I said I want to chime in with adult special needs, because as you said, once they age out
Yes.
of the education system, the public education system, and then what's the point where a special needs person ages out? How does that
So
work?
that's determined either by age 22,
Okay.
and the state of Ohio is one of 2 states that lets you go to age 22.
Okay.
And so it's either age 22 or when they take their diploma.
I got
And that's dependent upon the individual and the guardian parent,
Right.
what they decide.
and their overall functionality in
Yeah.
the system and ability to learn
Yeah.
and adapt, I guess, with life skills.
And the team that they're on, they usually have an individualized education team will make that decision.
Right.
If they're like, no, this individual's 18, he is ready to get out there and be in the workforce, the school's boring him, he needs to get out. And the team makes that decision.
Yeah.
Or like for Samantha, she was not ready. She still couldn't do her activities of daily living.
Right.
So they kept her in until the day she turned 22. Milford was amazing with that. Yeah.
Well, so we're going to fast forward because we are here
Yeah.
at Sunshine Center, and it's a treat for me because, as you know, I was able to visit last week and just kind of get a look around, and you showed me a variety of things that led to let's sit down and talk, as we're doing right now here at the Sunshine Center with members in the house. So
Yeah.
people, if you hear some background noise while we're talking, that's because there are members here. There are adults with special needs who are being served here at the Sunshine Center. So tell me about 2 things. One, how did you get the Sunshine Center? I mean, here it's a wonderful building with a lot of opportunity and space. I mean, I was thrilled walking around here, just like my eyes were wide open. So how did you get it? What happened to bring this dream alive?
Well, Samantha, it was after COVID.
Right.
A lot of things changed in the program that she was at, and she didn't want to go anymore. She's a very happy person all the time. So for her to hold on to the chair and say, I don't want to go, and scream and not want to put her shoes on, I had to take that as a communication that we need to step back and see what's going on. So we kept her home for a while with an aide at home every day. And the aide came to me and she said she really needs her friends. She needs socialization. And I'm like, you're right. I need to probably consider a day program. And so I called our county and the state, and they helped me. And they said, this is what you need to do. So by the grace of God, we found a place that was perfect. It was right in Milford, close to home. Right. And everything's just started falling into place, even down to the permits. It was amazing how everything just fell into place. Yeah. So our plan was to have a place, we call it a center because it's an adult center for special needs to socialize and have fun. But we also want to create a way for them to get back to the community. And so that's one of the things we did with our Soul Shine boxes, Yeah. We decided we wanted to have a garden, and we wanted to grow our own tomatoes and our own peppers and other herbs and stuff so that we can make our own Pingalo pasta sauce in-house. That's a tradition.
Like I said, I had the privilege to come and visit and just kind of get a look around one day last week. And that was amazing. I see this shelf with spaghetti sauce, that's what I call it, and other items you sell, which you grow out in the garden. So take us on a tour, if you can. If you can try to share the story of, because when I walked in, so members, Sami included, and I don't know I won't say anybody's name, to protect the families and those that are members, but other members were here. And first off, when I walked in there, I would have called that kind of like a game room, where they had the Wii. Yeah,
so it's kind of like the exercise area. Okay. And the Wii is a form for them to be active. So they do bowling and tennis, but they also do yoga there, and they do dance parties there. So anything to get active is up in the front room. Right. We have 2 handicap bathrooms, a big size for wheelchairs to fit in and stuff. And then we have an area before our coat closet. It's just like a sitting, lounging area. Some people aren't as active, and so that's a safe spot for them to watch the activities and not get hit.
Well, there's no loose bowling balls on Wii bowling, but that was a lot of fun watching the members bowl. So anyway, continue on.
So then we have a sensory room, and it's a quiet room, a place to regather and regroup. Sometimes it can get loud, or it's scary, or anxiety happens, so we go in there and we regroup. Some people just need some calming time, for themselves, for their daily activities. They come just to sit in that room sometimes and calm down and get their thoughts together. And then we have a project room, and in the project room it's goal oriented. So each individual comes with a plan, just like they did in school, and this plan is more geared towards living their best life. And so that might be teaching them how to go to the grocery store, teaching them how to handle money, teaching them, like this one individual has a collection of baseball cards. He wants to know what those are worth. So we look up the value of them, and he's higher functioning, so he's able to do that and loves it. Which we have a tour scheduled for the Reds. So these are and we kind of pull each individual, and they help us do our planning. But that's kind of where a lot of that happens. And then you make your way into the kitchen. This used to be an orthodontist office. So right away you see what we call the tower.
Side note, this is the orthodontist office where my daughter in her teens did, the whole braces and everything. And, do you remember his name?
Walterman, I think.
Yeah, Walterman. Yeah. Right, Dr. Walterman. Thank you. Because I went blank on it, but I knew this was the place,
So we left the tower in because, 1, it's hard to get out, and 2, there's 3 sinks. Who doesn't need extra sinks for hand washing? But it's very open. We had a nice floor installed. Someone donated that. They donated the furniture. They donated a washer and dryer. We had microwaves donated. We just had so much donated. It's amazing how much the community has supported us. And then we have a couple huge tables that were also donated, dining room tables, and that's where our activities happen. We have our big calendars up on the wall, so you can see what we're in. For this week, we're in Sports Week. Everybody's got a sports thing on.
As you and I are sitting here talking, it is Wednesday. About 24 hours from the first pitch of Reds opening day. So Sports Week is the appropriate week this
week. So they pull it on. We have a great planner, and she is an activity person. Our activities director does all the research and knows exactly what weeks to do what. So she's amazing. But that's kind of what
I cut you off, which I'm doing again, Debbie. Okay. But you come in, you got that exercise area where they can do Wii and the dance parties, and you make that left turn, and sometimes they need quiet. And you've got the sensory room, which is really a nice, quiet place. Yeah. And then, as you said, you kind of walk into the project center, and then they can play games. There's the big table. But I cut you off earlier, you started to talk about the plants and the things where you guys sell some of the products. So if we make a right turn and go out the door into the backyard, tell the people a little bit, because I was really impressed with the,
greenhouse?
Thank you, greenhouse.
But it's really a yellow house because somebody donated and painted it yellow for us. And it's called the Sami Sunshine Plant Place.
I was going to say the big yellow smile, yeah.
Yeah, so, and we have a plant, she's a plant specialist here, and for months, her and the members have been doing starters out of egg cartons here and putting them and watering them and learning all about them. And then we put them in the greenhouse, and then we're hoping to get our raised flower beds. We need a couple more donated, but we need some raised flower beds to put along the fence line so we can put our starters in there and watch them grow. And hopefully we'll have tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers and all kind of fun things. We will be having a market out front eventually, but our goal is the biggest thing was just that whole process. The individuals love it. They all take a part, whether it's making the sauce or canning it or boxing it up or delivering it. We do sauce, pepper jelly, cookies, tea bags, and soaps in the Soulshine box.
Well, like I said, when I walked in and I saw that was just like, are you kidding me? You guys do this yourself. It's not like being packaged or grown or whatever somewhere else. It's pretty exciting.
Well, a lot of them have allergies to certain things. I mean, one of our members is extreme allergies, so this is his parents make everything for him, his bread and everything.
Wow.
So we're trying to figure out a way to help him do that here as well.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, and I want to go back, and we're going to, next 5 minutes kind of wrap it up, and I want to make sure you talk about what's coming up April 22nd.
Yeah.
But also, in wrapping up, when I just lost my thought. But, I know, you were talking a little bit about how the state said, here's what you need to do. So take us back for a second about how everything happened, and that, you were talking about people donated floors.
Yes.
I mean, what's it meant, and how can people continue to help you with the Sunshine Center? I mean, is there a website?
Yes, we have a website. It's Sami, Sami, sunshine.org, and we have a needs list on there. We're constantly updating that. Plus, we have a fun gallery of pictures and videos. If you ever want some sunshine and you're having a bad day, go check it out, because it will definitely make you smile. But the way it got started is I spread the word, and I made a Facebook post. This is what I need, and I ask. And I mean, I didn't have to ask hardly anybody, and they all just started calling me and showing up, and people I hadn't seen since high school, since junior high. There was a girl from junior high that reached out to me on Facebook and said, I have something you need. And there was a bunch of gloves, and I'm like, you are kidding me, we need that so bad. And it was great that I got to see her. One day I showed up and there was a huge sunshine painting on our front porch, and a friend from high school had donated that.
Wow.
And I mean, people are and they're having golf outings, and they're like, we're donating it to the Sami Sunshine Foundation. And so this community, Milford, obviously I'm an Eagle. I know you're from Loveland, but I'm from Milford. And, they say once an Eagle, always an Eagle. And this community has been amazing for our support.
Well then, so who comes here? Who are members of the Sunshine Center?
So members are adults with special needs that have left the school system, and they need, they don't fit into a job yet, and they need 24/7 care. They need to have somebody with them at all times for safety purposes. Gotcha. So that would be the perfect person to come. We cannot yet serve people that are full lifts. We don't have a Hoyer lift yet, and we don't have a changing table, and we don't have a wheelchair accessible van. But those are on our wish list.
There you go.
So they have to be able to be mobile, and so other than that, that's what we're looking for. If we can help, we have a space for 12 individuals because we have a low ratio. We will only do a 3-to-1 ratio, although we're allowed to do a lot more based upon the individual's needs. Most of them are higher. I just, as a parent, don't want that for my kids, and I don't want my staff to get burnt out.
Right.
So 3-to-1. So we have room for 12 individuals, and right now some people come part-time. So we still got space open if you know of anybody that wants to join us.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And the location is
1159 State Route 131 in Milford.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Sami Sunshine Center. Well, Sunshine Center.
Yeah.
It is all about Sami.
It is.
But it's the Sunshine Center. And then certainly not least, but we'll wrap up with, so what's coming up April 22nd?
So April 22nd is our fundraiser dinner at the Terrace Park Country Club. And we have, I think it's from 5:30 to 8:30. It's $50 a seat, and the proceeds from that go to our scholarship that we give away. But in that event, we have some great raffles that we're giving away. We give away 3 Sunshine Awards that are people in the community that add sunshine to the world. And they don't have to be from Milford. It's just people that, and we also are giving...
They don't have to be an eagle?
No, they can be a tiger from Loveland.
Oh, very good.
But we also are giving away our scholarship at that dinner. So it'll be a house full of fun. We have tons of things that we're going to be auctioning off. We have a wine pool, a gift card table. I think they're doing a really cool bourbon package with Ken Anderson, some signed stuff from Ken Anderson. So, yeah, and then Sammy's usually there entertaining. She'll do some type of entertainment. Last year she sang. So.
Perfect. And the book will be available?
Yes, the book will always be available.
And then they can learn the information they need in terms of coming out on April 22nd on the website.
Absolutely.
I'll ask you to repeat that again. It's
SamiSunshine.org.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Debbie, thanks for bringing a little sunshine to our Loveland Beacon today.
Thank you.
You bet. Take care.